What's up, guys? It's the Broken Brawler, Casey Blackrose here, and you're listening to the Countdown City WrestleCast.
What is up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. Joining me this week is Tommy.
Hello.
And trying another attempt at rhyming something, we got Mike.
What's up, guys? We're trolling down the tracks here in 2023, and no, I'm not going to try to rhyme anymore. I give up on that.
Mike. Let's just tell the truth. Come on, your rhyming got its pink slip today, and
Yeah.
it was told that it was no longer needed, despite our company having record profits this quarter.
Even though this company recently rehiring another poet that some people aren't that fond of recently, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mike, to your poetry, best of luck on its future endeavors. So
Thank you.
Yeah,
And also, I was my
today.
own younger brother. Oh no, wait, that was another one.
It was me all along.
It's me, oh son of a bitch.
Yeah, we after last week especially, I'm sure if you guys watched, you knew that today for sure we were going to be talking about the PWI 500. Tommy thankfully has had a week to cool down.
You would not believe the tantrum I had after we got off the air.
Oh, I witnessed it. They didn't see it, but you know.
No, it took me like an hour to relax after that show.
So, so we're gonna talk a bit about the PWI 500. Mike and Tommy will discuss.
As we talk about that,
yeah,
did it ever get fixed? Like, was there a number assigned?
There was a tweet. I have to double check again if they actually put where he should have been. So I'm gonna double check on that.
Okay.
But and if you missed it last week, if you haven't seen the PWI 500, get ready. We're probably gonna piss Tommy off again. But and obviously we're gonna talk about WWE Pink Slip Day 2023 is what today turned out to be. Obviously, with the completion last week, we mentioned that the completion of the merger between UFC and WWE into TKO is complete. This was the next axe to drop, and this is what happens in corporate mergers. Having been through a few myself, I've seen friends and colleagues get laid off. This is part of it. So, and unfortunately, it does affect us in our entertainment industry as well. So, but let's talk a bit of wrestling news besides all of that. First of all, on a happier note, at least for those in the local area, there is a new slew of WWE tryouts going on at the Performance Center. And heavily rumored right now is that Maddie Rankowski and Jasmine Allure are among the people trying out at the Performance Center.
That last one.
Wow, Tommy.
Well deserved. Tommy, be happy for her.
She deserves it. She's just a jerk. I could both hate her.
Because look, think of it this way:
Yeah.
if she makes it to WWF, NXT, or main roster, she will come into the crowd, grab your sign, just to rip it up again.
Yeah.
I mean,
she will find you in the nosebleeds at AT&T Center because that's all we can afford because of inflation right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, drag your ass down there to yell in your fucking face. So you should be.
And then she will mention, I bet Angel Blue didn't come up to the nosebleeds to rip up your sign, did she?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I have thought about that scenario way more often than I probably should logically.
Wait, which one?
Like the whole she actually legitimately gets mad at me for yelling at Angel Blue more than her. I thought of this it's like what if that actually happened? Like how hilarious would that ish be? Like for real.
There's a good amount of time when that show ends at NPW where we talk and hang out and with everyone. So
bro,
I'm not saying it's impossible.
I just thought of something. What if we're talking with Angel Blue and we just look over and she's just suddenly just glaring at me. She's like, "What the hell's her problem?" It's like she's not actually mad about this. It's
like one of those camera angles. No matter which way you frame it, she's always in the back.
Yeah, just go over and talk to her. Hey, yeah, what's up? It's like, whoa, are you actually mad? No. I'm gonna say yes. So go talk to your new friend over there. It's like, oh my god,
new friend.
New
And then
friend.
comes Angel, new friend.
Yeah.
New friend. Excuse me, bitch.
First of all, not friends. Second of all, not new.
Bitter enemies. Get it right.
Where was I?
Sorry.
That's kind of a big thing with the tryout there. Also, we were kind of wondering with this new company coming in, how is this going to affect TV deals, whatnot. We got a night. We got basically the first bit of news. SmackDown in October of 2024, once their deal with Fox expires, will move back to USA Network. They signed a 5-year contract with USA Network starting in October 24 for SmackDown to return to USA. No word yet on what day of the week that will be. As you recall, they didn't move to Fridays until they got to Fox because Fox needed a Friday primetime show. And previously, I believe SmackDown was on Tuesdays. So I would think they're going to keep SmackDown on Fridays, but we'll see. It just depends on what USA's lineup is going to be and how that's going to affect NXT as well. What do you think about it?
Question. You remember when SmackDown first moved to Fox and they made a huge deal and Lesnar came and screwed over Kofi so they could have a moment?
Yes.
As we go through like September 2024, does Fox try to put on like the crappiest SmackDowns so you stop caring about it when it moves over to USA?
They'll probably cut back on the marketing, I would think, unless it's part of their contract.
About that. They're like, actually, we're going to show this old episode of something. SmackDown's not going to air till like 2 a.m, but good luck, guys. I'm sure it'll be fine.
And meanwhile, Tony Khan's like, "Oh no, that's terrible. Here's a 2-hour rampage I randomly found in my pocket.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Oh look, it's Nema's brother, Jack Ziegler. Yeah, that's it, Jack Ziegler.
Like, I'm sorry, but if his gimmick's not the better Nemeth, and that's a story.
Yo, actually, that would be pretty fire.
I've thought on this. You know, obviously this is stuff moving around. If they decide to move SmackDown back to Tuesdays, do you think they would switch NXT to Fridays?
They'd have to.
Yeah.
There's no way that they leave NXT anywhere near that.
They won't put it head to head with AEW, but they'd put it head to head with Rampage probably, right? Because Rampage is taped.
Well, technically, even Rampage was like, okay. Again, to Tony Khan's credit, even he knew not to go up against SmackDown unless it was a special occasion.
Right.
Yeah.
And Rampage airs afterwards, and so I would not, because that didn't end well for them the last time they tried that. Now, granted, it is Rampage, but if they start trying harder, that's going to work against them.
Every now and then, like Chris Statlander versus Jade Cargill in her last AEW match, just threw that on a Rampage.
Yeah.
Because why not? Yeah.
If NXT have a network to be on,
well, that's actually a really good point.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Although they're making record profits in everything they do, so
which is why they have to fire like 18 people.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, what's up, Orlando?
What's up, Orlando? All right, well, there is obviously more on the news front of things, and we're going to spend some time talking all about that. Of course, I'm talking about Pink Slip Day with WWE. That's what we're calling it here. At least that's what I'm calling it. I hope it hashtag Pink Slip Day 2023.
I mean,
kind of makes sense, right?
Again, like I said before we started, it's not inaccurate.
Yeah.
It just
now,
sucks, though.
Yeah.
You guys attended a show over the weekend,
yes,
and this was a fun one, of course. River City Wrestling's Go RCW Go. Kind of give us a little quick rundown. How did the show go? What happened? I saw that David Kidd won the the Future Legends title?
No.
Devin Carter.
I'm sorry, David Kidd. Devin Carter. Excuse me.
Carter,
Sorry,
yeah.
I was mixing up the TCDK name. Sorry about that.
He got the hybrid kids mixed up. Don't worry.
I think that's what it was.
I mean, they're pretty much the same.
I'm
right?
looking at a David Kidd tweet where he's showing everything that's happening at Hybrid this Friday. That's where I got confused.
But think about this. Yeah. Does Marvel yell at the hybrid students like a black mother yells at her kids? Let's get all through their names. It's like he's like Devin, Casey, Brandon. Who are you?
Okay, first of all, that's not exclusive to one minority community. Because Hispanic parents do the same thing, and I had 2 sisters, and it's me, and sometimes we still went through all the names. My dad was getting upset, and we're like, really? Like 2 of us are girls, 1's a boy. Come on, come on.
I don't think I can blame it. My sister and I and a few of my cousins travel with my grandfather on trips over the summer. Imagine us in a motorhome, 4 kids. He just started calling us numbers. I was number 1. I was number 2. It was just the way it went.
That's more efficient.
That's way better, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I can't even fault him for that system because that sounds like a guaranteed way to get the kids right.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, how did it go down? Devin Carter, we mentioned, won the Future Legends title, and he ended up beating, it was a Don Juan in the
Don
Juan.
yeah.
So throw this out there.
Mhm.
The dice so my picking was horrible. One of the dice rolls was right.
Yes.
Because I dice rolled Don Juan and he won that 6-pack. I chose Casey and he came up a bit short.
And
And
myself
the
and Tommy
roll,
picked Devin Carter to win that first one. Yeah. So
So good pick there. Tommy, should we tell him about our picking of the James Brothers and Pillars of Destiny versus River City? Okay, and even here it says River City Kingdom, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Who is not officially a part of River City, or are they officially a part?
They're. I think Rob Love said they were a part. I don't think Overkill ever actually agreed to that, but. Their thing is they're getting paid regardless, so they kind of don't care.
Well, fair. But yeah, JC, just so you know, the members of Overkill were not happy because apparently they watched the show, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But they were not happy that we picked against them.
Yeah.
Oh.
They were quite upset.
So they said something to you guys?
Yes. Because
thanks for watching the show, man. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. Hey. Okay.
So
duly noted, sirs.
First off, one of them dropped this poetic bomb on me because I was like, "Look, we don't like the River City Kingdom," and he was like, "Your love for us should have been greater than your hate for them." I was like, "Well, pardon me, Shakespeare. Maybe you're right. That's legitimate." Yeah, Jason was in on it too.
Oh
we
my
ate crow.
God.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Then one of them, Jay Alexander, told Ed Stone that at their next show, when they get ready to hit their finisher, they're going to choose one of the three between me, Tommy, and Jason, and add and stack us on top of their opponent and hit the finisher. So we got that to look forward to.
I nominate Tommy to volunteer as tribute.
Wow.
I don't even know where to
Come on, it's a dream for you to get in there.
99.
It's a dream for you to get in there and take a bump. Come on, be honest.
Come on, Tommy. You would have been the Rollins of this trio, anyways. So.
I mean, do I get to wear the outfits? Just
hey, knock yourself out.
Whatever you need to do.
I don't want to see this. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But also,
sorry.
I just want to say hi.
Okay, say hi real quick.
Hi.
We're talking.
All
right.
She's so cute.
But also, in all seriousness.
Oh, wait, come here real quick.
Yeah.
You need to tell Izzy good luck. She has a match, and we're not gonna be able to make it this weekend. So tell her.
Okay.
It's for Izzy Moreno, because just so you know, she has a couple of softball games Friday night, so we won't be at Hybrid Experience. But she wants to say, what do you want to say?
Good luck, Izzy.
Hope you're watching. We'll be rooting for you. Probably wearing friendship bracelets while we're on the field too. So,
nice.
All right, yes. So,
I like it.
That's right. Okay. All right. Anyway.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
What I was going to say it was that 8-man tag that was honestly an incredible brawl to get started. The first time we've ever actually seen the referees come out to break up the start of a match.
Yeah.
They just instantly went into a brawl. We were like,
yeah.
Let them fight. What are y'all doing?
The funny part was someone said this went way past 20 minutes. I said the bell didn't ring until 5 minutes after they started fighting anyway.
Yeah,
and you guys said that's a good point.
That's true.
I don't know if you saw the clip online. What's up, Terry?
Hey, Terry.
Hey, Terry.
But the now gutter snake Izzy James, formerly of Too Much Metal and Unholiness, which I told him that, and he thought that was really cool that we'd been watching him that long.
Yeah.
But he went up to the balcony of the Good Shepherd and took a dive. I don't know if you've seen that clip.
I have seen the clip. It's insane. Dude,
so,
I don't care what gimmick he has. He pulls up some great shit.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's always fun, no matter what.
Yeah, he really is. And then the other James brother, Jesse James, pulling off a moonsault from the corner to the outside, which Stud Stash pushed Rob Love out of the way to take it. So that was kind of funny. And then,
So beside of all that, did River City Kingdom actually win that one, or are they just giving a shit?
Yeah, they won.
Okay, cool. So we all lost that one.
Yeah.
Again,
I
appreciate
lost
you guys
most
for
of them
watching the
up there.
show. You know,
Yeah.
love you guys. Yeah.
Apparently, we can never pick against Overkill again. Otherwise,
No.
there will be consequences and repercussions.
We'll
But
see.
if they're not going to be at that show, let me tell. No, I'm just kidding.
No, because they'll find us. I'm now afraid of them.
Now, Alejandro Quintanilla retained, correct?
Yeah. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Nastico claims to be the best manager and has the worst. Like, you literally tried to screw over both of them.
He did. It was so weird.
Like, I don't understand the logic there. Where you're like, they're both part. Like, he literally said before the match, like, it doesn't matter who wins. They're both part of the family. And then literally tried at different, or did at different times, like, interfere on one of the other's behalf. And then in the end, he trips Emmy, but he does that thing where his back's turned and he trips behind him, so he doesn't know who he
So he
tripped.
doesn't know who he's
And they had
tripping.
reversed it, so he didn't realize it to the end. But yeah, so and we got the crowd to chant basically dump him for both of them. We were like, dump Nastico, dump him.
I mean, it's not hard for me to cheer against Nastico. I don't care what he's doing.
No.
It's not hard at all.
Now, how did the chant work? Like, did you say just get him to yell at him, or did y'all actually start?
We just kind of yelled at him a lot. Yeah,
you got to get something in rhythm, like dump the douchebag, something like that.
That works. I can do that.
Dump the nasty.
Yeah. See,
I can do that.
That could work.
It won't be hard for me.
don't worry. I'll be getting back to shows more often. Help you guys with the chance because I always come up with the fun shit. Yeah. So
that's true.
Maddie Rankowski retained the women's championship.
Yep.
And David Kidd, did he retain international or did he?
No.
No, he lost it, right? Yeah.
Diego's the new international champion. David Kidd got beat up before the match.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Because okay, so how that happened was during that six-pack challenge, somehow Boemir and Anthony Edger got handcuffed to the ring post. When they got them free, they proceeded to beat up literally everyone who was still out there, and
which was David Kidd and then his pack of superhero friends.
Yeah,
I don't know who they are. They could be anybody. Some of them are under masks.
Yeah,
so
they could be anybody from the hybrid school of friends.
I guess that's the beauty of being a student. Nobody really knows if you got in the ring before, right? So
well, some people do know because in Maddie's match, the Cholas returned.
There we go.
And had a big effect on this match, but also Danny B did hit a dive onto them when they were on the outside, so that was kind of cool. But
that was really cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, the power of Big Red and hot Cheetos just was too much.
Yeah,
Danny B. So.
All right. As far as pick results went, Mike went 2-4, and Tom and I each went 3-3. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm giving you credit. Right? I'm giving you credit.
You are for the roll.
either you pick it or the dice roll. Let's fucking go with it.
So it was really just one of them.
I should give 2 points for the dice roll, but screw it. I'm just giving either one. But yeah, still, why not? Because multi-man, why the hell not?
And then we didn't pick that. We didn't actually pick who was gonna win the match between the two.
No, we didn't. I guess I figured they were gonna get who's gonna qualify, and then the next show do that. That's my thought.
But both of y'all did have Devin, so y'all would have had a chance. To pick.
I thought they were going to do it at the next show until they announced that. Until I realized Khan wasn't going to be there. Then I was like, "Oh, they're going to do it at this show."
Right.
Okay.
Also, real quick, shout out to Edward and his son Christian, who I wound up sitting next to. Also recognized. Well, he recognized Tommy, even though he didn't get to talk to him. He recognized me and Tommy from shows, and he's like, "Y'all do the show on the internet, right?" I was like, "Yeah, on YouTube."
Yep.
So shout out to him.
Thanks
that was
for
fun.
Watching.
We were having fun. I was yelling more stuff because he was yelling some stuff at him. I was like, "All right, I'll join in." So we had fun with that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Shout out to them. Thanks for watching. Shout out to everybody that watches. Shout out River City Kingdom. We appreciate you guys. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Jason, was it Scary Movie Joe who was there? Amanda and Milo as always.
Yeah.
Love the little wrestling family. Carolina and Eliana, the ring announcers.
Always wonderful people.
Yeah. So I was taking a picture of Jason and Eliana after the show, and right as I'm about to, Maddie comes running across and does a jump in front of my camera. Jason, I never figured out if I took the picture or not. But yeah, let us know. And then later, Maddie was like, I made that picture better.
I hope that's somewhere right now. I really do. By the way, this week's spotlight with Maddie, the disrespect is just so real and it's uncalled for.
The 2-for-1 special, man.
The disrespect.
It's pretty awesome though. That was calling it out, right?
Yeah, Terry. I'll be there. Tommy and JC won't be there.
Yeah,
let me
try, Terry, but I actually have to work.
Let me go ahead and actually throw the graphic up right here because I do have it in front of me. Share my screen here.
Cool.
Here we go.
There it is.
Yeah. So, matches on the card: Jesse James versus Don Fernando, H2 Easy versus Bricks Porter, and I can't read the name.
Rion Riven.
Yeah. Izzy Moreno against Calientita. The Texas Treats against the Flock Umbrella. That's gonna be good.
Flock Umbrellas, yeah, that's gonna be really good.
I can't read this name here. What does that say?
Eric Young and
Eric Walker
and James Young
versus the Fashionistas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Rob Love Open Challenge. Any guesses on who's going to answer that?
Hopefully
someone who will make him.
Yeah. I was like, Overkill, if you want to stop by, that's fine with us.
That'd be the quickest match in hybrid history.
But it'd be fun.
It would be.
And finally, David Kidd versus Stood Stash is going to be there. So,
yeah. David, hope you recovered from last week.
Yeah. See if they keep that going too. So, yeah, that is tomorrow night at the Hybrid Experience. And as I'm seeing on Twitter too, there's another show going on that Izzy's advertised. I guess she's working a double shot this week.
Yeah, so there's apparently United is a show that shows up on the South Side, kind of in like a neighborhood, like behind someone's house, basically. But they got a ring set up, and you bring your own chairs. And I've heard they're really cool shows. Like a bunch of the hybrid people are involved. But apparently, this is a fundraiser. There you go for Buzzsaw, who apparently had a brain tumor removed. Look it up. I've already done this, and I've talked to Tommy about it. It is literally someone's backyard on the South Side.
Yeah.
South Park Plaza. Oh, hey, I know where this is.
It's just a house. I just love how it's just a house.
But apparently the shows are. Yeah, so Jason, there was a sabotage show.
Hey, there's the ring. There's some chairs. Yeah. We see it, people.
There you go.
Okay,
I love that there's a Google space view of it.
This is literally.
Hey, look, there's a parking lot right there.
Yeah.
That is literally what you just did is what I did when I was looking up the show a couple weeks. Well, it's a couple months because it was United, and I was like, "Do I have this address wrong?" Nope,
that's right.
I don't.
Quick question though to the promoter that is running the show: how close are you with your neighbors? Because this fool's got a pool right over here, a few houses down. Just saying, So if you're close,
you got a Ferris Bueller yard to get there.
If there's a falls count anywhere, somebody's getting thrown in that swimming pool. I'm just throwing it out there right now. Can you imagine? So
that would be really cool.
This is right off 35 near. Oh, I know exactly where this is on Military. Yeah. This is drive by here almost every day, so I kind of know where this is. Yeah. So.
Oh, I think I know where that is too.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yep. There's a brand new Dunkin' Donuts over here, by the way, guys. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, there is. Nice. Cool.
The important info.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
What matters the most.
Yeah, but as I mentioned, Terry, I see you. Nice. There you go.
Yeah.
But anyway, Izzy says she's going to be a part of that promotion.
Yeah, she's teaming with David Kidd again to take on Caliente and Eric Walker, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's already in town.
To park at.
It's not something we expect. She is in town. Yeah, she's already at Market Square and has gotten an agua fresca, so she's officially in town. She already tweeted that picture, and hey, glad you're here, glad you're enjoying it. So pretty awesome. So I will say no, like I said, Adi was just in here. She has a couple of softball games, but I might have more to say about this Izzy on my 1 minute warning. So just stay tuned for that. So. All right. Now, before we move forward with the main stuff we want to talk about, CadaverCon is coming up in 2 weekends now, so about a week and a half away from it.
Instead of me talking this time, we got something fancy.
We got a video, so enjoy this. Here we go.
Apparently, that's the song
cool.
they're going to play at the rave both nights. So
Nice, cool. That okay. Almost feels like we got a sponsor, right? So yeah. I know it flashed up there real quick, but it is going to be taking place. Put this graphic up here at the Portland Community Center on 2000 Billy G Web Drive in Portland, Texas. So I know that flashed up there real quick.
And guys, that is next weekend. We got this weekend, and then after that, next weekend, and it's here. So.
Speaking of this weekend too, as well, the Pop Swap Collectible and Market down at Wonderland Mall of Americas, they're going to have $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase signing Inside Geeked Out. He's going to be there Friday and Saturday. It doesn't have the times on here, but you can buy.
And Sunday.
Oh, Saturday and Sunday. Oh, I have the dates wrong. I apologize. Saturday and Sunday. Doesn't have the times on here. Oh, there it is. 11 to 5. Free admission. 30 vendors. Meet and greet packages are at socialrevoltstore.com. So,
Social Revolt. Oh.
All right. Let's get into, first off, I'm just going to put the graphic at the bottom. There it is. Pink Slip Day 2023 in WWE.
Yeah.
What we kind of thought might happen. Some surprising names. Some that were like, before your career even got going, right? So...
Yeah.
But let's kind of go here what we've seen so far that have been let go. First off, let's talk. There's a few that were on the NIL list. For those that don't know, since the NIL became a thing with college athletes, WWE has made it a point to visit college campuses, recruit college athletes, student athletes to sign NIL deals with them so that they can kind of get a leg up on the training, things like that, once their eligibility is up. Daniel MacArthur, Kevin Ventura Cortez, and Alexis Gray are 3 NIL deals that they just decided to cut loose with. We had a few NXT cuts: Ulyssa Leon, Bryson Montana, Quincy Elliott, Dabakato, Commander Aziz, and Babatunde.
That's all one guy, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's slash. Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. And then finally, the main roster cuts: Shanky, Mace, Mansoor. How the hell are you going to go back to Saudi Arabia without Mansoor? Just throwing that out there right now. Mustafa Ali, who kind of broke the news himself on his social media, and this is interesting too. I'm wondering, with the amount of people that have acknowledged this so far on social media, how many of them are able to work immediately? Like, are there any no-compete clauses involved with it?
Mansoor can't, because he's already said he's not taking bookings till the 20th of December.
Yeah, as far as I know, all the main roster people have the standard.
It's unusual for them to acknowledge it before the news breaks. It's just, I don't know. Yeah. I've never seen that before. Dana Brooke also let go. Shelton Benjamin, who, be honest with you, I did not realize he was still employed by WWE, also let go. Top Dollar, Emma, Riddick Moss, Rick Boogs, Aaliyah, Elias. No. Another day the music died, if you will.
So I guess Zeke's gone too then.
Yeah. Yeah, he might still have a job.
If he ever gets out of his coma, so
he might wake up and they'll let him go. Because if they do right now, it's a medical issue thing. And the biggest name let go, Dolph Ziggler. Never thought I'd see the day, to be honest with you. But obviously, let's think, what is going on in AEW 90 days from now? What is it? October,
pretty much December. Pretty much right around. Well, because if Mansoor is not going till December 20th, that's pretty much through there. So.
I know they're supposed to start having pay-per-views every month pretty soon. AEW is, because of their new deal with Max. I think they're getting a deal with Max.
I'm so glad I have Max, by the way.
So I don't know what they're like. Well, usually in December though, what they have is Winter is coming. That's their big Dynamite show. So if it's in time for that.
That's a very good question. Let me look that up and see if they let anybody go. I'm pretty sure they did.
So I talked to my friend Angel Omatic on my groups. He's a big UFC guy. He's a much bigger UFC guy than mixed martial arts in general than he is a wrestling. But he's a huge wrestling fan too. But he's bigger with UFC. So he was saying how that was one effect of this deal would probably take place is because of how UFC cuts their fighters, like either cuts them or just doesn't renew contracts. And that's, and he's like, but the thing is like the people, it's not as known because UFC fans aren't as vocal about that kind of thing as when a wrestler gets his contract cut. So it's different.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there have been or there will be, but yeah.
No major news yet of any like mass releases, but yeah, like you said, that people are kind of cut throughout the year, whether it's poor performance in the ring, they find reasons to do that.
I'm angriest about Shelton Benjamin and Dolph Ziggler.
Okay. I agree with both of those, but did you see the Sean Ross Sapp tweet that I retweeted? He said someone in their chat said, "Wouldn't Shelton Benjamin be an amazing addition to Blackpool Combat Club?"
God, yes. That's a good.
Yeah?
That's fair.
I mean,
Devin Carter's already tweeted Devin Carter versus Dolph Ziggler, so
I saw that.
I mean, I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Okay. So someone else brought this up. I think Sean Ross did too. He shared it. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Mansoor and Mace getting released actually does kind of hurt because, damn it, they made that gimmick fun as hell.
Yes, it is right there with Breeze and Fandango Fandango.
Yeah,
like they were giving kind of crap,
but they
gold ran with it. Yes.
One of my favorite moments was when they were like doing the pose, and then Braun Strowman's music hits, and their faces like drop, and he like blows through both of them, and it was like hilarious. So Terry said, that just super kicks him a lot and says,
I said earlier about his gimmick going over there to be like I'm the better Nemeth, but actually, what would be funnier? I just thought about this is if Nick acts like he's the big shot in AEW. And he's like got to show, Dolph around, but he probably won't be Dolph by then. But that would be kind of fun. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but because like Nick Nemeth is never on AEW normal shows.
Yeah. So
that would be pretty funny. Also, did you see what happened with Emma? The way like her tweet.
Dude, I take it back. That was my saddest one because of how that went down.
So literally, they just like a day or two ago, if not yesterday, announced Elimination Chamber is in Australia, Perth, Australia.
Yes.
2024. So she tweets, "Oh my God, a dream come true." And then, like, I don't know how long later, oh, never mind. I'm released from the company. Guess that's not happening.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I was like, geez.
Yeah.
I mean, think about, and I know missed opportunities here, but the Iconics, Australian, Emma, Australian, Rhea Ripley's New Zealand, right? So that's part of the world, but still, it sucks. Like, there's really no representation for such a major event to be going to Australia. So
I definitely think she's either going to be in AEW or back in. She was in Impact, right?
She was in Impact. She was in Impact. She was in ROH. She was traveling. And you know what? The props to several people. Kayla Braxton, who's the backstage interview, said, people who are like cheering people getting fired, that's not cool. She said that.
100%.
Athena posted she wasn't going to stream tonight because in case any of her friends wanted to reach out to her, she was available, which I thought was super cool of her. And Matt Cardona said, "Guys, you can think of it as the end or think of it as the beginning." And what I have been saying is, if there is anyone who is the poster boy for a post WWE career that you don't have to spend entirely in one company, it is Matt freaking Cardona. That dude made himself a unbelievable hot commodity, and I am so in for that.
So you know how he's able to be a little more hardcore with being on the Indies. Could you imagine Ziggler with him?
Oh,
like
that
DCW will legit become like the biggest company ever.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. Can you imagine what Dolph's rate's going to be if he decides to work independents? Because he's going to draw. But I'm also here's a thought I have for Emma. Go to Stardom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think her work, her gimmick could go over so well over there, um, in Japan and under the New Japan umbrella, under Stardom. That would be awesome. It would
Yeah.
be, there's not a whole big flux of Gaijin talent there, and that would be pretty cool. It's on her side of the world too. I mean, able to family friends could probably get there a little bit easier. So I just think that'd be a great fit. So
Terry gonna start a fundraiser for that?
He's gonna find out what the rates are.
Of course he will.
oh yeah,
Even if we can't afford it for like BOW or something, he's gonna figure it out. It's like hell. It's just,
I mean,
At least
bring
know.
in the Dolph's the only talent who can be there.
find out how much extra you have to pay him for him to do the Spirit Squad part of it too. That'd be crazy.
Oh God.
I'm just kidding. I know he's going to be okay. I mean, he does his comedy stuff too and everything like that.
I
He's
feel
such
like
a
they're
great guy.
all. I feel like this is the good thing about AEW and even Impact and I'll keep saying GCW until someone shows me that GCW isn't a hot commodity right now, which they are.
Right.
GCW, all of them could go anywhere because they don't have to just go to AEW. Like you said, they can go to Japan. I would love that because me and Charlie Haas have unfinished business. Anyway, me and Charlie Haas are not done yet, my good sir.
You're going to put Shelton Benjamin in the middle of that too. Like, oh, who do I defend here?
No. He didn't defend me last time when they were here. He sided with Haas immediately. So
I mean, I'm sure he sees you in the same way he sees Mia Yim. So I don't think he got your back.
By the way, I don't know if you guys saw that tweet.
Yes, I did. She was actually trying to be nice and supportive. He's like, I blame you for this.
I blame you. They have the best friendship in all of the world. I love
because
it.
it's almost like it's really, and she says it too, but it's like they're like siblings. So it's just like shit talking.
But it's so good. It's so awesome. I love it. It's like she's like me. Oh, I got your back. I got support. Oh,
all right, Terry.
Yes. Main event. Book that. Book it yesterday.
Shelton is not having it.
Yeah.
But also in all seriousness too, with Ziggler, I kind of want to see him go to AEW.
Oh yeah.
Because I want to see the Omega match, the Will Ospreay, like all the guys, Danielson again. I want to see him go through all those big guys and have AEW style big main event matches. Because he can.
He will actually like let go, cut loose, and be
even him versus MJF. Can you imagine?
Yes, because they would have to out bump each other, and that would be amazing. Because
Terry, I thought
who sells better?
Yeah. Terry, I saw that too. Fly Def answering FTW's open chat or tweeting about it.
I saw that. Yeah. I saw that. I think I retweeted something.
I did. I retweeted it from the WrestleCast Twitter. So
yeah. Twitter or whatever. Yeah, but yeah.
Twitter works for me,
I guess.
And then some of those names that we're not as familiar with or weren't as big names, hopefully they work the independents for a while, go through there. I mean, well, she was kind of a bigger name, but she just kind of never got off the ground. Dana Brooke.
Yeah, that's
another one that would excel in like Impact, or even another one that maybe Stardom would be.
I hope she comes to Dex because I've always liked Dana Brooke because like I know that she's not been the biggest most popular person, but I've always liked Dana Brooke. I always thought she was really talented and good.
She's really talented, and she seems to have like a really good mindset about things, and like doesn't really let stuff get her down.
Yeah, it really does. Shit like she felt like she just takes it all in stride. People boo her. She's like, okay, whatever, I guess. So I guess someone doesn't like me.
Right. Elias kind of be interesting to see like what he's able to do because obviously he can't be Elias, but does he keep that kind of musician gimmick?
Is over. He's gonna make
right
with it. And,
I mean, I feel like he could actually do another album and he'd be okay.
Right.
And honestly, like think about how much more stuff he can say musically that he had to censor himself from saying on TV. Writing the songs and stuff like that. So that could be fun.
And
Terry, she really didn't. I think they kept putting her in just that, I guess, weird blonde bubble that Vince likes to put the blonde women in, unless their name is Beth Phoenix or Trish Stratus. Or Charlotte, yeah. Well, Tiffany Stratton has a chance. I say that tentatively after today.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Wait, did she tell the title? She lose it? No, it's
She lost
Thursday.
it to,
Never
yeah,
mind.
she lost. Yeah, she lost it
That's
to Becky.
You're right. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, yeah. She would get put in random tag team matches. They never really like give her a shot.
Or random teams. Yeah, exactly.
Or they like put her in that weird 24/7 title picture, which was fun, but that was like all.
And
her
then there was that weird time when like Corey Graves was like crapping on her for like no good reason.
Yeah, like that was an odd time.
Yeah. And also, I don't know. I know like someone we care about a lot and we're really big fans of is like having a chance to go there soon, but I feel like this past week of WWE shows is like, I guess I know who's back in at least influencing creative a lot more than was previously.
I suddenly feel really bad for Jade. Like I really do.
Okay. I know we had talked about her a little bit next week, and I don't know if I said this last week, but I want to say it again. Let her go to the Performance Center and get that under her belt. Like, with all due respect to AEW, and I'm sure they were doing stuff at the shows, but she was kind of learning wrestling on the fly.
Okay.
And she even talked about the fact, I saw an interview, and she wasn't like bad-mouthing anyone, but she was saying they told her she was going to use a chair that night in a match, and she had never learned how to hit someone with a chair. So like CM Punk was like backstage trying to, just kind of teach her. Yeah, exactly. And learn. Like, she has so much ridiculous physical ability, and she got where she did in that 1 year off that pure raw talent and athletic ability. But like, let her learn to wrestle. Let her go through the, spend time with Sean and the coaches over there. What's the other big guy? I forget his actual name. Matt Bloom, I think, is another big one over there.
A-Train.
Yeah, there you go. And like, let her learn about it, like, without having to be on the. I mean, I know she would step up to the big stage because she's that kind of person and has always kind of done that. That's what she did. But like, she has the chance to really be a long-term success if she wants. Like, let her learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm not familiar with the color of Goose's excrement, but I'll believe you. I'll take your word on it too.
I love it. Yeah.
And I mean that completely, like, not as an insult to her in any way. Like, what she accomplished with like the bare minimum of training, it seems like, was amazing. But like, let's let her go and like go through the process. And
well, hell, my opinion is biased. I don't have a choice anymore. So
No, and I don't blame you at all.
I was less than a foot from her for about 45 minutes. My vision of her is skewed from now on as to she's amazing. So.
And think about this, Tommy. If things happen to wind up at the same time, maybe she has a match with Jasmine, and then maybe she gets to beat her up, which I'm sure would make you happy. So,
I mean, there's only a little 6 to midnight, but
Wow. Like we said the other week, no hesitation on the Kiss, Marry, Kill the other week.
Nope.
Yeah. Who out of the three of you
Who out of you three would? Hello, obviously.
Ted.
Bobby.
Let's be honest here. There are some things that are worth risking physical health for. This is one of those things I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah.
May the odds be ever in my favor.
And we're not stepping.
I don't give a damn.
And we're not stepping in his way. So
yeah,
you wouldn't have the chance.
Fair
all right.
enough.
She's like, "Who am I hitting with this chair? I volunteer as tribute." So.
There's a lot to speculate on where some of these talents are going to go, and we're going to find out. And I'm kind of looking forward to seeing where this goes. But like people have said,
be a hell of a month.
It is. Especially, we don't know yet, obviously, that at AEW what their plan is or how soon they're going to implement the 12 pay-per-views a year thing.
It feels like it's coming more like into 2024. So yeah, we'll kind of see how that goes.
Because like Wrestle Dream is one indication, since that's right in October.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's move into our discussion of the PWI 500.
Sure, one thing to make you mad to another.
You're mad enough last week, but now obviously, if you didn't watch our show last week, if you haven't heard by now, yes, there was one big major omission off the list this year, and that was that is the major omission. The minor omission is Tetsuya Naito.
First of all, you suck. hate this stupid show.
But yeah, Tetsuya Naito excluded from the list, shocked by so many people. PWI, to their credit, acknowledged that this was a major clerical error on their part, not an intentional omission. They own it nevertheless. They have not come out and said where exactly he would be on the list. So, and that's not. I'm not surprised by that. I feel like that would have just taken away from everybody else.
Yeah, it'd be because then would Mr. 500 become Mr. 501, and then there was already Mr. 501.
Yeah, somebody who retweeted his own thing.
Yeah,
which is hilarious. Right now, I think Big Dust is the guy who was at $4.99. Last year he was 500, and he went all over the independents promoting himself as Mr. 500, having so much fun with it, and now he's $4.99. So I'm interested to see what he does from there. But some records were broken here. Masha Slamovich at 15 is the highest ranking woman ever on the PWI 500.
And I honestly forgot until I saw that. I forgot she wrestled mostly dudes in GCW.
Yes.
I was like, it's only an Impact, I think, where she actually wrestles.
Do you think potentially she's top 10 on the women's 250 when that comes out?
She's got to be.
So, I mean, I kind of same thing. Want to say yes, but then I don't know how does their ratings differ? Because, like you said, for the or like we've said before, for the 500, they'll put women on there like Masa, who mostly or do a lot of the intergender stuff.
Right.
Right. So then you go to the PWI Women's 250 now.
For the women's, they concentrate on women's matches.
That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If she's mostly men in GCW and only kind of women in Impact, does that push her down further? I don't know. Like, it'd be interesting to kind of see what that does.
Yeah. So
it's a weird thing to think about, but yeah.
So she came in at 15, right above Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay. Just throwing that out there at 16 and 17.
That's insane.
Yeah. Samoa Joe's 14, Carmelo Hayes 13, Claudio Castagnoli at 12. Now the former Ring of Honor champion. Sorry there, Mike, but hell of a match.
Yeah.
Sonata.
They shook hands.
Yeah.
It's like the guys who don't like each other got along for the sake of the business for a few minutes. I mean, gee, I wonder who that could have been like if they had sucked it up. Anyway, sorry. Go on. What were we talking about?
I don't know, but
Sonata, the current IWGP Heavyweight Champion, is at 11. And then the 10.
Not enough. The top 10. Sorry.
10 to 1 is as follows: Cody Rhodes, Josh Alexander, Orange Cassidy, Okada, MJF, Vikingo, Hijo de Vikingo, Gunther, and then the Shield, Moxley, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins.
Then again, with that top 10, that's kind of fair that Sonata's 11.
Yeah. A couple things about this, though. First of all, Moxley losing the international title to Rey Fenix last night. It would look to be an audible called. For some reason, the ref, nobody told the ref. So they had to kind of do the finish spot twice on live TV.
So a lot of people thought that he had gotten injured on the first Fire Thunder driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently it happened earlier in the match. And I realized, like, thinking back, the announcers even mentioned he looks like he's moving a little slow or something.
Yeah.
Like he was just kind of off. And apparently he got like a minor concussion early. He called the audible, and Bryce Remsburg apparently
did you hear it?
Missed it.
Yeah. So and you know, and instead of sticking with like, well, you're not kicking out, he like stopped and like nothing.
It's
he
what
like
you're
put his
taught to
hand
do as a
under the
ref.
shoulder.
It's what you're taught to do as a ref. You got to make the third count. Yeah.
So apparently, according to some of the reports too, Moxley was cognizant enough to like cuss him out after that.
Yeah.
And then he told Phoenix to like hit him again and then do the pin again.
Yeah.
So
and real quick, I want to bring this up because I just saw it a second ago. Apparently, there are people who are mad and thinking, and unfortunately, as much as I like him, Stevie Richards, saying that they're mad that Tony Khan didn't like go to the hospital with Mox and everything. So apparently, because he was doing the Daniel Garcia dance and everything. So apparently,
Rampage.
Yeah. So to everyone who don't know, apparently yes, Mox was injured, but apparently he didn't go to the hospital. Also, TK did check on him at the trainer's trailer, and apparently Mox was okay enough to say, "I'm fine," go on with the show.
Yeah.
And so, because like everyone, because I think the common thing was, well, Vince would never let that happen. And I'm like, guys, not the hill you want to die on. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's not the hill you want to die on. Is well, Vince wouldn't let that happen. Maybe he wouldn't for the talent he liked. So,
Or the one's making him the most money.
Yeah.
There's fan video of people that were in attendance, and it was looking pretty serious. There was one point they called Mox's wife, Rachel Paquette, to go check on him as well.
Yeah.
Led her to where he was as well. So that's pretty scary stuff. But
so I haven't heard any really news one way or the other so far, because apparently Adam Cole like tweaked his ankle or something as well.
Well, you kind of saw that because he came down in the main event and kind of jumped off the ramp.
Yeah,
and you could see he landed kind of weird. He was kind of limping to the other side of the ring, but apparently he's in crutches. But they don't know if there's a major injury. It was just precaution because he kind of high ankle sprain.
I do say, like, if you're left in crutches, that's just par for the course really for any kind of sports injury. Like whether you're fine or not, they don't want you walking on that at least right after it happened. Yeah, Jason. Yeah, that's what a lot of people brought up. Yeah, that's that's what a lot of people brought up. That's the messed up part. Is like they're like, well, Vince would let that happen. Yeah, and the precedent for that is not a good one. So
look, if you live your life by Vince would do this, you have more problems than things going on in wrestling.
That's true.
So let's stop there with that.
Jason, regarding the air about Naito, it happens, but God, you have to have some people in checking this. I know last year on the list,
they should know how wrestling fans are.
They listed somebody twice and acknowledged that was wrong and said who was supposed to be at which number. So they did acknowledge that on social media, but still, it's printed as such.
And since we're talking about Moxley, and I'm gonna throw a little hot take out here. I would venture to say that, and again, I know it has to fit within the window of things, but I'm just thinking back in the last year or so. I would venture to put Moxley 2. And to add to this hot take, I would venture to put Orange Cassidy 3. Based on the sheer amount of matches. Now, I know Roman Reigns is the guy, and his story has been, as part of the bloodline, one of the best things of wrestling for the last 3 years. But within the last year, Orange Cassidy was like
if you're doing that,
sorry.
Or do you have Rollins at 1 or Roman Reigns at 1?
No, I don't have Reigns in the top. I have Reigns at 4.
You have Reigns at 4 with that. That's what I'm asking.
I have Moxley and Seth.
Can I give a hotter take?
Sure.
What's that?
I would have if like going by what you said, because I agree, I would have Rollins at 1, Moxley at 2. I would have Sami Zayn at 3.
You know what?
But honestly, but get ready for this. I would have Orange at 4 and Roman at 5. I legitimately would. I would have Sami Zayn at 3 because I feel like no one worked their ass off harder.
That's the thing. Like, and that's what it is. It's not even an insult to Reigns because the story thing is better than anyone else's. Like, we can't deny that. Yeah. But he's working Taker's schedule, and some of his matches were kind of long and plotting because they were really deep into that story.
Yeah.
Which,
it's prolonging his career, though.
Yes, no doubt. Yeah, and he's winning in every conceivable way possible. So it's not meant as an insult, but those other guys that we talk, and you're right, Sami Zayn too. They were killing it and just putting on great matches and all that stuff. So yeah, and also if we're gonna throw in hot takes and mistakes and errors, how you think there are 360 better wrestlers than Jeff Cobb? Jeff Cobb could put about 3/4 of those 360 people in the Tour of the Islands at once because he's that strong. So,
and by the same token, how you think there are at least 500 wrestlers better than Toriano is beyond fucking me too.
Look, I told you this is the PWI 500 after Toriano. I don't know if you saw that fine print. Toriano was like God, obviously. And then it's the list after that. I thought you knew that.
Got it. So
there's a podcast somewhere who's going to watch this, and they're all going to just claw their eyeballs out.
Toriano's like 0.5 base is what you're saying. Got it. So
they know they start the list. Okay, we know Toriano is the best ever. Now let's go for everyone else. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
trying to kind of run down here. As I was just kind of scrolling through, Rush at 166. I'm sorry, Rush at 168. Bully Ray 171.
I think we mocked that. Wasn't Tyrus like 58 or something
Yeah, people are saying just put Naito in Tyrus' spot and take Tyrus out.
seriously.
Yeah.
That's so.
I know.
He shouldn't even be on the. I don't give a.
Ooh, Terry go with the
Damn,
old
Terry.
quote.
Shit.
You know,
I was mad.
and to each their own, but you got to admit, right now he's the biggest star in AAA.
Yeah, and honestly,
You know?
he's not doing. He's just doing the next logical progression of literally everything Lucha Libre has been doing for the past 100 years.
Yeah,
he really is. He is the next logical elevation of Lucha Libre. Sorry, Terry, but like at Rey Mysterio, Rey Fenix, guys like that, they started this trend, and Vikingo is the logical evolution of it. Sorry.
And just for that, Terry, now he's going to be on Dynamite. He's going to grab a headlock, and he's going to sit in there. He's going to sit there for a while. He's going to go old school, and people are going to be like, "Wait, what's he doing?"
Yeah. And Jason, yes. The answer, yes.
Yeah.
Look, and while you say that Hijo del Vikingo is the next logical evolution, El Hijo del Vikingo is going to be evolving from that, and that's basically how you're going to get this. So
but he's gonna have to do like a shooting star 630, like to the outside, back to the inside, back to the outside again.
Yeah,
I mean,
and then
people get more athletic, right? So yeah,
and then Logan Paul's going to try to come in and do it.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Tyrus being even on the list in the first place, because I was mad about that when Terry showed up with his comment. What the freaking hell, man? How in the hell is he 58? Excite what or is that his age? And they decided to, because that's how he moves. Is like, no, I take that back. I know 58-year-olds who move much better.
Wow. I mean, you're not wrong, but wow.
Getting to Jason's comment, should Ospreay be a little higher? 17. I'm trying to recall. Was Ospreay hurt for part of the year, or am I thinking of Zack Sabre Jr.?
No, Ospreay was. I think he was out for a little bit. Yeah, no. You're absolutely right. He was out for part of the year because he had a. Was it a stinger? I think he had a stinger.
It was some major injury that took him off New Japan.
I think it was after Wrestle Kingdom.
Okay,
that would make sense.
That kind of affected like the latter part of this evaluation period too. So
yeah, well, I think it affected the dead center of it because he wrestled.
But also, that's also what's hard. What's kind of hard sometimes when we have these discussions, because we have to go back over a year to the beginning, up to things that happened to ended about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So there's also that. So like if someone's like, Ospreay, I mean, obviously he's been good, but that little run he's been on lately, he may be top 5 by the time we come around to this next year.
Yeah.
Because he's off to one hell of a start.
So he missed a little bit of time after Wrestle Kingdom. He missed most of February.
Okay.
Then he wrestled Conda. Looks like straight through. No, he missed some of May as well.
So kind of like there's a couple months in there where he just had time.
Where he just like took time off. That may have been when he was like started to transition into maybe moving. I think.
Yeah, it could have been.
Let me ask this question of you guys though. With Sonata being the champion, and I get it, Okada's big guy, whatever.
Oh, I think Sorry,
should Sonata be higher than Okada on this list?
Yeah, to be fair, he should be. Yeah, my only reason I'm thinking that he's not was because, damn it, was.
You're not wrong, Jason.
You go, fair enough.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you,
I did. Woof. That's woof. God damn. Sorry, I was midway talking about something else. And I thought
Calling it out.
I know you were, but I'm also gonna say like,
that's a good point. Damn, I didn't even think of it like that.
In AEW, MJF wasn't the highest ranked person. They had a couple.
No, it wasn't. It was Moxley.
But to be fair, he himself prides himself on not wrestling a lot, so
you're not wrong.
So, which, by the way, shout out to MJF's promo doing the whole Bret Hart style.
Yes,
fucking
that was the
amazing.
dumbest, best thing I've ever seen.
No,
Oh my
it
God.
was classic. It was looking good.
It was great.
Even
Because
gave
he
the
went
scarf,
full face right till the end. I loved it.
and part of me was really thinking when he said that to the kid said, "I'm adopted." He was gonna run back, grab the scarf, and then just leave because it's his freaking scarf, you know.
No,
Like,
but see
would be
that
great.
no, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
He is embracing this face thing with just a little bit of heel. So old MJ, like last year, MJF would have totally ran back and messed with that kid.
Yeah, he would
Yeah.
have.
This is face MJF, but he can't be 100% face.
Oh,
There's
so
still that
good.
little scumbag in him.
I can't. And look, here's what I said after how he beat Joe at Grand Slam. I said, I can't claim to be an Eddie Guerrero fan and then completely accuse this man of cheating. Like, how dare you cheat to win that? I'm an Eddie Guerrero fan. I have no right whatsoever.
What I love that they're doing with this character is he is calling his shot.
Yeah.
And he's doing it in the most devious ways. Like, he kept telling Darby he was going to pin him with a headlock takeover.
Mm-hmm.
And he does after he nails him with the diamond ring or whatever.
Yep.
Same thing with Joe. I'm going to choke you out. And he did with the assist from some string and rope.
Yeah.
So I love that he's calling his shot and then doing devious things to make him true.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It's not wrong. And then when he dropped it and Adam Cole picked it up.
Yes, another great little thing there.
And see now this is the brilliance of the story. I don't want them to break up. That's what they've done now. And now that I don't want that, that's what's gonna happen.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and just say this: if they keep this up with him, and just that's how well this story goes, he's showing his range. He's either full on heel. You can't really call him face because there's still some tweener element to him there, a little heel thing. So he's kind of there. But even then, he has the range to show he can be a face in between, a heel.
I mean,
everything.
honestly, I hate to keep using this example because I still rank him as my best wrestler ever. But Eddie Guerrero was full on face, and he cheated every chance he got.
Yeah.
So,
Tommy, when you're looking up the number of matches someone has, where are you doing this on Cage Match?
Cage Match, yeah. And I think I misread the Ospreay one, but yeah, Cage Match, yeah.
This is bigger than the Mega Power story.
I just saw that. Clicked on.
Please tell me Britt Baker's Miss Elizabeth in this thing. That'd be hilarious.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I see you looking into
But
her
I'm
eyes.
saying if they're able to
you
keep
know
this
that's
up,
coming at some point.
Yeah. If they keep this up, I could see MJF being number one next year.
Yeah,
Throwing it out there.
He's been wrestling enough since the criteria started.
He has.
Which remarkably is going to be right when his contract is about to expire. Right, he's going to be renegotiating, and he's able to sell himself as the number one wrestler in the world.
I think suddenly, I bet Ronnie is
Yeah, I think you want to there.
By the way, the
I see you,
acting
Jason.
chops
You
of
put the
Roderick
same
Strong
thing too.
during
That's
this have been
hilarious,
amazing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Halloween's coming up. I wonder if they're going to do something with that. So
we should all dress up as Roderick Strong for Halloween. Just get a Roderick Strong shirt, and we all have glasses. We just get a neck brace, and we just scream Adam randomly. Adam!
Be kind of funny.
I just want to get a neck brace now.
Aside from Naito not being on this list, what are some of your big surprises on this?
Tyrus existing. Oh, I mean on the list. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mike,
I'm sure you're going to say Jeff Cobb.
Well, okay. So I said 360, or I was wrong. It was 311. But
Still low.
It is. And just ahead of him, ranked better, are Baron Corbin and Luchasaurus.
Baron Corbin now I might allow.
Right, but again, we're talking about
period, though. He didn't do a lot.
That he was spent part of that with that really failed JBL stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of sus. I was gonna say Kofi Kingston's in almost at 300, but he was injured, I think.
Yeah.
For part of this, so he didn't have a lot of the match time. I don't know. There's some people going through the 200s, which I'm surprised they're that high, like far away from the closer ones. But I don't know if there's any that's really a surprise, because when I look at them, there are different. There were people that weren't being used as much, or their time was they were injured or whatever. So I don't know.
I'm surprised, but pleasantly so, that Trish Adora is 82.
Yeah.
And if you know me, you know I love her. And it's Rina Yamashita, not Hina Yamashita at 100. God, did anyone fact check this fucking list? Jeez. But
No.
Okay,
I
yeah.
mean, they didn't prove it enough. I mean, this is the second year in a row where you've had some sort of error. PWI, can we fix this shit? Like QA work, something.
I do want to make a bold prediction.
What's that?
I want LA Knight is at 130. I could see him in the top 10 by next year.
Yeah.
It kind of has to be the way his gimmick is blowing up right now.
I mean, well, think about this. On the night The Rock came back, the second loudest pop easily was LA Knight. Yeah. I mean, well, okay, I take it back. John Cena was there too, so third loud. But even then, if you have
I maybe we need to go back and watch that show. I think he may be the second.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. Terry, don't tempt me because I will. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and tweet them right now.
Send in your application.
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna tell them just hire me. I'll do a better job.
I mean, my bold prediction is gonna be that MJF is number one. That's just my prediction. I mean, though it's not too bold, but I would say
I think that's completely in the realm of possibility.
Yeah,
I think so. It's funny too because I'm sitting here and there's only 5 spots and I have like 8 names and I'm like, I think they could be top 5. So it'll be interesting. Does Osprey break that top 5 again? Does Rollins stay there? Does Roman stay there?
And throw this out there. You're a big Claudio fan. How is his work going to be now that he's not the champion? Where does he go from here, and how is this going to affect his status in this ranking?
So I mean, I think he stays obviously in AEW for right now, but the thing was, I think they kind of, well, I'm going to hurt him, but like he was ROH champion, but he was spending a lot of time on AEW with Blackpool Combat Club, which I'm not opposed to, but hopefully he'll be able to be focused more now. And again, there's still a ton of matches out there for him, just like everybody in AEW. That would be great. What's up, Bernsey?
Hey, Bernsey.
Too sweet to you, too. We get to see you in about a month, too.
I got your ticket, dude.
Yo.
Your second row.
Nice. So, I mean, yeah, and where was Wheeler Yuta? I know he was...
Oh, let me find it.
I want to say he was in the top, like when the
63.
Yeah, okay. And he's another one that like he had some really good runs. And see, Daniel Garcia's at 69, of course.
Sorry,
but like he's another one that like if they let him sustain a run of matches, because like he had that little run with the Pure title, put on a lot of great stuff, and then. He lost it to Daniel Garcia, kind of won it back, and they kind of floundered back and forth with them. Shibata.
Where was Sammy?
Which one?
Guevara, I believe.
Oh,
he was 51.
Yeah, he's 51.
Ricky Starks was 43. I didn't realize that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. He could be somebody I could see in the top maybe 20 next year.
I was gonna say I see him in the top 20 if from what he's been doing recently.
I could with Daniel Bryan and everything. They got to.
But again, they need to sustain it. That's like with all I know we love AEW, but if there's one thing is they are so many people. Like think of Wardlow, think of Archer, think of people that have like gotten these. Little bit of momentum going, and then it kind of dies away, and they stop using them.
That's the challenge for it. Something they got to fix. Sure. But I think what's also going to why we might see a flux of AEW people moving up.
Me too, Jason.
Is because of what happened today in WWE.
Well, yeah.
How many people are going to get released? How is creative going to be? We know it's kind of wide open. Yes, officially Triple H is still head of creative, but like you said, there's still some influences of a higher power on the creative things, and if it starts to turn bad, it's gonna affect everyone else. It's gonna lean AEW's way as far as how some of the wrestlers get moved up on this list.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
How many potential people are retiring from here? I know Edge has been kind of flirted with it back and forth here recently, so. is he going to wrestle enough matches to be even added to the list next year?
Yeah, well, so. I know AJ Styles talked about it for a while now that he's probably going to retire pretty soon. You know, Brian Danielson. Yeah, I keep saying his old name. Right, he said he'll be retiring soon. You know.
Yeah.
You never know.
It's a lot too. I mean, some names right here that, if I'm thinking back to how big they were, Zack Sabre Jr., Braun Breaker, like two names that might be a little bit higher. Braun Breaker's at 37, but God, in the midst of his NXT run, he was much higher. You know,
he was.
So, yeah. Let's see.
Mike Bailey's at 39, which, thinking back of his last couple years, I feel like he should be a little bit higher. And 39 is like not bad at all, but like,
yeah, I get what you mean though.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean. I'm indifferent on that one. I think that's a decent spot, but I get what you mean though.
And see, Wardlow's at 47, and he's someone I've got to think of that time period because I feel like he's fallen off the face of the earth, but that may be just more recently.
I really do think whenever there's someone who they don't see on TV for a while, sometimes it's injuries too. Because I do remember when they were in San Antonio, and he was talking when he did the meet and greet. He mentioned something about his knees bothering him. So sometimes I feel like it's like they could be building them up, and then unfortunately the injury bug comes along, and that just ruins everything. So and some people sadly are injury prone, unfortunately.
Anything else you guys can think of here for the list?
If we could just somehow get Tyrus off altogether.
Well, he retired, so I mean, I think he'll be.
But like, get him off now, literally as we're talking. You know.
I swear to God, if they give him even a low ranking because he technically wrestled from June of this year till now.
He didn't wrestle that. Okay, yeah.
Wait.
Mysterious Q is at 307. That's cool.
Andre Chase is 500.
Yes, Andre Chase is 500. So think about this. If they hadn't fucked up and put Tetsu Naito on the list, Andre Chase wouldn't even be on this.
But okay, I guess I got to look at how many matches. But literally, Chase U was one of the biggest things in NXT. How he's at 500? That's a little strange.
So Khan's at 399. I wanted to just check a few people that I forgot to look up. St. Joe's at 323. Where's Brian?
Cabana's at 474. I know he doesn't wrestle much. Davey Vega's in here.
Oh shit! Brian Keith's at 102. Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about, son.
Ooh, Gary J's at 464. Some of the old St. Louis submission guys in there.
And Swerve's at 112.
Yeah.
That fits because 112 was a
Lance on here?
Was Lance on there? I don't remember. Hold on.
Yeah, I saw Archer. I saw him in there.
Yeah, 230. There we go.
Yeah. Swerve is someone that's going to be top 20 if he keeps on the run he's on because he's really hitting his stride with stuff.
Especially with Prince Nana.
Ricky Martin's at 450, so I guess he's living his Vida Loca.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
I cannot do this show sometimes. I sometimes just cannot do this show, but yet I
Look,
do it.
the name is there, man.
It is.
Karrion Kross is 440, and I'm kind of not surprised because his character just never gets off the ground.
And it's okay. You know what really sucks about meeting some of these most famous people at indie shows? You find out they're legitimately nice people that they just cannot help get over. Which I'm like, but how though? How is this possible? And because they don't seem like bad people, they said they're very nice people. Then what are you doing that you can't make this work? That's just me.
There is something, and I know his character isn't even all that different, but there's something about the way WWE tries to use him that just doesn't connect. You said you already saw Khan, right, at 399?
399, yeah.
And Josh Woods at 400. I hope he gets more time because.
Yeah.
Speaking of people we've met.
I was gonna say that interview didn't help because he's also funny. I didn't know he was funny until that interview. I never would have guessed he's hilarious.
That dude was hilarious. I was cracking up on the other side while you were talking. Yeah, Terry.
Because like when Cross was here for a couple of BOW shows before he went to WWE, And he was, and every time, nicest dude, would like, chat with fans, take pictures and everything. Of course, he did, but still, just how he interacted with everyone was legit cool. And like I said, the delivery is just not there for some reason. I don't get how they can't make that guy work.
It's just, it doesn't. I guess what they're trying to do or what he wants to do, it's just not a fit. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just it doesn't fit into what they're producing. Now, could they try harder? Yes. Because you kind of need this sort of dark kind of character or warrior like that. I mean, yes, the passing of Bray Wyatt has left a void.
Yes,
Undertaker's not doing this anymore. Cross, while it's not as creepy, couldn't have that sort of phenom type fear sort of thing.
He could have the dark mysteriousness to it that
like the House of Black are in AEW.
Yeah, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that because I think every single wrestling company at this point has had that or has to have had that. Like, I feel like Impact has it. They're currently in their happy girl phase, but they got Rosemary and Jessica Havoc. They'll be back to being dark and evil in my fantasy B movie pretty soon.
Also at 369 is Beef, and it's all capital letters, BEEF. So.
No bread, no water
for dinner,
just beef.
Kudos to that guy.
Good for you, Beef.
Dexter, where is Dexter?
Probably hanging out with Indy.
I was gonna. You said Dexter. I was about to make a very inappropriate joke, and I stopped myself so fast.
He's not on the list, actually. So
I wouldn't doubt it. But do you remember?
That's fair.
Yeah, just during that storyline when Gargano was kind of starting to turn, but he wasn't happy about them like dating.
Yeah,
and Dexter just pulls out the.
Oh, you know what? What was Dexter Loomis's indie name?
Sam something. Hold on.
Just thinking out loud. Maybe that's why.
Sam Shaw.
Yeah,
Sam Shaw. Yeah.
Sam Shaw. Okay, so let's see if Shaw's on there.
Where are you looking that you can type in the name and?
Oh, that link that I have in our Discord. There's a link where it's in there, and I'm just searching on it.
Yeah, to be fair, in that criteria, he didn't wrestle a ton. He really didn't. He showed up a lot, but he didn't wrestle a lot.
Oh, shout out Delilah Dooms at 320.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few women sprinkled in throughout.
Wow.
Who have worked a lot of intergender and stuff like that too. So yeah, it's pretty awesome to see that.
Yeah,
so.
that was really cool when we got to see her back in July.
Yeah.
At RCW Go, and again, I told her I showed her the picture I had taken from ACW years ago, and she was like, "Oh my god!" She's like, "Look how different we were." I was like, "I know, it's crazy."
The way we were.
Ruthless Lala's on there.
Ruthless Lala. Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
Oh, Forza 7, good for her. That's my homegirl. So happy for her.
All right.
But
well,
I mean, I think for the most part, I think there's a lot of the big things, and
it's not the worst list ever, except Tyrus is still there. So
yeah, but I think what's funny because I know we'll eventually get past this, but or like kind of go out of our mind. But thinking about the way even just the start of this new period, who's getting hot, who's really turning it up.
Yeah, true.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, this stuff. I mean, Naito's exclusion aside, this one, it seems to be more debated among the top, like who should be here, should be there. That's kind of interesting. But seeing the Shield at top 3 is pretty cool. So got to say that. So, all right. Thank you guys, everyone, for the discussion. If you have any further thoughts, you can tweet them at us at ccg_WrestleCast or just comment here on the video, and we'll kind of take a look at those as well. So
it's before we're done, Jake Lee, who's at 23. If he keeps having the kind of matches and know what he's been having, he could be a little bit higher next year because he's coming out of All Japan, where he was doing great over there, but I think Noah is offered him a little bit more, and if he keeps going on the run he's been on, I could see him being higher. I really could, being in the top 20, not just right above it, right underneath it. Excuse me.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to move into our 1-minute warning segment here. Mike, do you have something this week?
Yes, I do.
All right. Ready, set, and good.
So I know it's normally not till the end of the year that we do our best of the year picks, or match of the year, wrestler of the year, all that stuff, but I told them this in the chat, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw this in now on September 21st. Match of the year for me is going to go ahead and be Claudio versus Eddie Kingston from Dynamite the other night. And look, should I be a little upset that Claudio lost? Yes, but this was also an amazing story. I watched a little bit of the video of like detailing their history and stuff over time, and I'm not totally convinced that I am convinced that this is all kind of true between them in the things they say. But that was just a hell of a match. They literally just came out, forearm slapping each other back and forth, chops, beating the hell out of each other. Yeah, telling the story,
Mm-hmm.
kicking out of Claudio's Ricola bomb, kicking out of the first back fist,
and the Northern Lights bomb.
yeah, and just a hell of a match. And again, being such a big Claudio fan, that's like the double-edged sword of being his fan, is he's so good at it that they use him to make not that Eddie wasn't good on his own,
Yeah.
but he makes his opponent so much better that he doesn't always get the spotlight he deserves. I know he's ROH champion twice now. But yeah, like that was an incredible match. And kudos to Eddie Kingston because his story is amazing as well. They shared about he was getting ready to retire from wrestling.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up actually. Yeah,
and selling his gear and stuff just to, live. And then AEW calls, and it's like a renaissance. And he's
that TNT challenge,
and he's one of their most popular people. Because he's just Eddie Kingston. So as much as it sucks to Claudio, but this was a great week because he was also in that tag match on Collision, which they lost, but still, who was it? Starks pinned Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
So, but great to anytime I get to see him, I'm down with that. So, shout out to them.
I don't see why he can't, because I mean, it would because look, I used to be one of people who was like, well, only certain people should win the ROH World Title twice, but now at this point. I'm like, no, it's cool because especially now with this new format. I had to go into a detailed explanation as to why, because some guy online tried to say ROH now is like when WWE had ECW, and I said that is not remotely the same thing, not even remotely.
No, because Tony Khan respects ROH. Vince didn't.
Well, it's not even
keeping
that.
the spirit of ROH. WWE.
Thank you. That's what I said, because I said not. He said because one of the guys' arguments was it's a weekly stream now. I said yes, it's a weekly stream that they have, but exactly, it's a weekly stream that they have total control over. They don't answer to a network. They don't have to do whatever the bylines are. They run the show. Tony Khan can just completely.
Let's be honest. If streaming was around back then, ECW would have been streamed as well, and they would have.
And ROH would have been.
Yeah.
And my argument was ROH. You have to wait a month after the DVD came out to actually see the matches. Mm-hmm. If RF Video and not Sinclair, what's his name who had it at the time could have streamed ROH, they absolutely would have streamed ROH back then. And my other point was, remember when Sinclair had them? Yeah, remember how well that worked out on TV? Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Tommy, you got a 1 minute warning this week?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Right. Outside of everything you already talked about? Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Okay, the first one is I will give a cool person and the devil their due. Maddie and Jasmine, congratulations on your tryout. Maddie, you're an amazing wrestler. You deserve all the accolades that you're getting, and your time's being recognized. Jasmine, I guess that sentiment echoes for you, whatever, good for you and everything. But whatever, record this. So I think I'll probably never say anything like that again. But kind of piggybacking off the Eddie Kingston thing earlier, when heavy metal wrestling was still around, Dylan brought in Eddie for what everyone thought would be one of his last performances in wrestling. That was a show I absolutely had to be at because I'm a diehard Eddie Kingston fan. I was from way back when, because I would watch old CZW clips and would see Eddie Kingston. I was a huge fan of his feud with Chris Hero because I'm also a diehard Chris Hero fan. And so that's how I found Eddie Kingston in the first place. And I wanted to meet him. So when he said he was retiring, I remember getting to talk to him and just telling him how much he meant to me. And that is when I saw the dude behind the hardcore gimmick. He was super humble, super appreciative, just kept saying thank you over and over again, shook my hand. Nice guy. Took a picture with him and everything. So that's why I say, and I've been saying it all over every social media I can, he earned this. He deserves this, and I'm happy for him. Because after years of being told, you can't you make it because you look like this, you talk like this, blah, blah, blah. They do an open challenge, and then Tony Khan hears the groundswell, is like, all right, let's give him a shot. And within like 3 years, he's not only ROH World Champion, he took part in the G1, he won the New Japan Strong, he won a New Japan title and got to wrestle Jun Akiyama. I'm sorry, Eddie Kingston earned all this, and good for him. He wrestled Jun Akiyama, one of his heroes. That alone made me happy for him. I wanted to cry that night. I was so happy for him. Damn it. So you know what? Forget all the haters say. They don't matter. Eddie Kingston is that dude, and he definitely proved it in the match. And I did, and like Mike, I felt bad when Claudio lost because I'm also a Claudio fan, but the match is so damn good. Both those guys came out a winner. It was like, really was. If you question how good either of them are in the ring, go watch that match, and you will never question it again.
100%.
Yep.
For sure. All right. For my women in mourning, as I've mentioned off the top of the show earlier, I mentioned that we won't be able to attend Hybrid Experience tomorrow. Yes, life of a softball coach, but it is pretty amazing because honestly, like, I see my daughter living a dream. She's learning to pitch. She's enjoying this, and she's a little sad. She's gonna miss Izzy, but I'm kind of using this time to reach out to Izzy Moreno. If you're out there, if you're watching, I hope you're watching. At least we know some people in other companies do watch. We found that out. The next time you're in town for Mission Pro, which is going to be October 21st, my daughter has a couple of softball games that morning, and I know you like to travel in the night before. So if you have the time, I would love for you to come out and show your support. I can get you a jersey if you want, so you can wear with her number on it, whatever. Please reach out to me. Let me know. I think it would be a hell of a surprise for her if you were able to make it. She is getting pitching lists right now, so I'm trying to see if we can have her pitching at that point in the season, but we'll see. No promises, but I know it would be pretty cool if you were able to make it on October 21st before you have to report for Mission Pro. If you have the time that morning and you're in town, reach out to me. I can get you all the details, but please come out. Would love for you to come see my daughter play softball. Something she's living the dream. So thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
So,
That's I mean, well, Mike, because I'm gonna see if I can maybe get off a little early, but and I'll see if the show's still going on because the funny part is I literally work down the street from where.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Oh, I didn't know that. How do I not know these things and I work there? But
wow, BOW is going head to head with Wrestle Kingdom. Holy shit.
Is that the same? Mother of pearl!
Yeah, but it's Central Standard Time versus
I know, but I just remembered I gotta ask for that day off. Now I gotta ask for that day off. Hold on.
Which, by the way, I'm planning to ask for that day off in April when we're gonna get like a total solar eclipse. I'm gonna definitely take that time off, take the kids to go watch it if I can. So
that's cool. That's awesome.
Anyway, like I was saying, what was I saying? Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, she might be, like if I can make it to the show, Mike, I'll probably text you as soon as I get off work, see if you're still there. I'll just come in my HEB stuff.
Just so you know, if you don't show up, I'm telling her that I was like, I don't know. Tommy said he didn't care about seeing you anymore. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Mike, every now and again I think we're friends, and then you do something like that, and I'm like, oh no, wait.
We are
and totally
friends.
Redeemed yourself. Thank you, everyone, for watching this week's Countdown City.
I'm letting you take the chair shots from Jade, by the way.
This is true. Okay, I take it back.
Again, share your thoughts on Pink Slip Day. We'll see if there's more the rest of this week. Share your thoughts on the PWI 500. I'm sure there's a lot. Next week, we will be talking about NXT No Mercy. Finally previewing a show, guys. We kind of got a little.
Wasn't Ali scheduled for a match at that show?
Who?
You know what?
I think
Ali? Yes. Wasn't he scheduled for a match against Dominic at that show?
I think so.
Let's see. Well, if he was, he took it off. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure he was, though. You're right.
Yeah. So.
Sorry, that just made me mad all over again about that.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
January 6th. Okay. Oh, thank you, Terry. Woof. Scared me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we'll preview NXT No Mercy. We'll see how much this card changes because of what's happened. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, actually, it was a match between Ali and Dragon
Brett.
Lee with Dom serving as the special guest referee.
Wait, wasn't that last time?
Oh no, that was last time. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I think
that's right. Yeah.
Dana Brooke was going to be involved in something
Oh yeah.
because she had a storyline going with a couple of the girls and like, yeah. So I don't know.
I wonder if Sean is backstage. Like, is this what everyone else felt like when we kept getting someone fired?
Yeah.
Oh, this actually sucks. My bad. I owe everyone an apology.
We'll talk all about it next week. We'll have a preview of that. And if you have any thoughts too on everything we discussed this week, we'll see if we want to bring some more of a debate too. So,
Yep.
Thank you everybody for watching, especially you guys, River City Kingdom. Appreciate you.
No. Hold on. Overkill. Specifically the tag team from Reality of Wrestling is
My
where
bad.
they originate
My
out
bad.
of. No, River City King. Okay, Stud Stash. We hope you watch. We love you.
I hope
Rob King and
Yeah.
yes, but Overkill. Thank you for watching. Stud
Yeah,
Stash. You're also
specifically.
cool.
Yes.
Rob Love. go.
Oh,
hug a
look, time to
cactus,
go.
you
Oh
jackass.
no.
Yeah. Rob Love can hug a cactus.
Over here we got Tommy.
I hate you, Rob Love. Bye, guys.
We got Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other.
And I'm JC. And as always, heels and baby faces, remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.
Reach for the sky, boy.
We'll talk to you next week.
Boom.
Bang.
Adios, Cooper.